The following podcast contains explicit language.
Those monitors are a little bit high. Sorry about that. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Yeah. Oh, man. Do you like rock and roll music? 'Cause I don't know if I do.
Hello and welcome to another installment of America's favorite encyclopedic, comprehensive podcast about everyone's favorite indie rock band, Are Ye Talkin' Arcade Fire in May? I'm your host, Little.
And I'm your other host, Little.
And we are, of course, recording this in May, as we always do. May 2017, of course. And so, today we're going to be talking about Arcade Fire's most recent release, Reflektor. And so, after that, we will have talked about everything now, right?
Yeah, we'll be caught up.
We'll have talked about everything now.
Yep.
And we will have no other albums to discuss. Just kidding, Win Butler. We know that you tried to troll us, motherfucker, by waiting until June to release your new single. We were one step ahead of you. And we waited. Not because we just didn't get our shit together in time to record in May. No, we are always playing three-dimensional fucking chess, Win Butler. So, Morgan, how have you been?
I'm a lot better than I have been.
That's good
in
to
the
hear.
past.
And when we last spoke, we were discussing the Suburbs.
Indeed.
Have you had any evolving thoughts on that album or anything else that you feel like you need to address?
Yeah, it's their worst album. And
So the honeymoon period is over.
yeah, Suburbs sucks. And it's now fourth on my list of favorite albums or my
Soon to
ordered
be fifth.
albums. Yeah, soon to be fifth. It will be.
Yeah.
And based off of what I've heard so far, I'm excited for everything now.
Here's the thing. I am so pumped and feeling so enthusiastic about Arcade Fire because of this song and because of this album, because of this album title, Everything Now. So great, so evocative. It takes the immediacy and availability of the internet and it turns it into this thing that sounds like a petulant child, you know, like wanting everything now.
Yeah.
In just two words. That is economy. Okay,
Interesting.
and I love that, and I'm feeling so positive about Arcade Fire that I'm like, this is going to be a love fest for me today. Okay, regardless of my past feelings. I mean, then again, once we get into some of the tracks on Reflektor, maybe the bloom will fall off the rose. But like, I was listening to the Suburbs the other day again, and just blasting it, and even the fact that Ready to Start came second made sense to me in that moment.
Oh my God. You know what's so funny? I read a set list from them from somewhere, and I saw Ready to Start in towards the end, and I was like, you motherfuckers. Like, I was so mad at them even for that. So I am not past it.
To me, this seems obvious in retrospect, but the Suburbs is such a downbeat little intro song that Ready to Start means like, now we're ready to kick some ass. Not like now our album's ready to start. And I can't believe that I didn't even consider that.
Yeah, it's funny that we didn't bring that up in that when we addressed the whole thing.
Now that I'm over 30 years old, I am allowing for the possibility that a lot of stuff gets by me now, which
Okay.
is fine. Like
Well.
I watched an old video of mine today, which is always a bad idea. But I watched a video of mine that's called Harry Potter and the Ill-Advised Rebuttal, where I was criticizing Harry Potter in another video for not having a lot of actors of color. And then I got criticized by a lot of J.K. Rowling fans in the
kinda
comments.
remember that.
And so then I came back and I watched the video like ready to cringe away from myself. And the arguments that I made in that video fucking floored me. I was like,
Really?
wow, well considered, well argued, 24-year-old Zach.
Interesting.
And I just, those days are gone, you know?
Well, I find that you're touching upon something that I do want to bring up today, which is that taste changes over time.
Mm-hmm.
In 2013, Reflektor came out.
Yes, it did.
I was
a long time ago it was.
I was not ready for Reflektor when in 2013. You know when I'm ready for Reflector?
2018.
No. No. No, 2017.
Oh yeah, you're ready for it now.
Oh my God, am I ready for it? It's like exactly what I want to listen to now. And it's, in my opinion, the Arcade Fire sounds the best that they've ever sounded, as far as a band is concerned. And oh my God, I think it's because like Prince's death.
That took a wild turn.
Right? It did.
The thing about this is Prince's death.
Okay,
now,
so
bear
Prince's,
with me here.
So Prince's death.
But when Kate Middleton got married,
Right. No, Prince's death awoke something in me. And we were always big Prince fans.
oh yeah, it's the first CD I ever bought,
Right.
alongside TLC's Crazy Sexy Cool.
And as much as I didn't listen to Prince that much, if someone was like, what do you think of Prince? I'd be like, the purple one? Come on.
Yeah.
Okay, but since Prince died, I have been in this Prince, D'Angelo, like all sorts of like kind of soul music vibe.
Fuck funk.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes. Fuck funk. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. That's
So-
actually what D'Angelo's genre is in iTunes.
Yeah, it should be. So Reflector is right up my alley right now. Because that's what I would describe. This is fuck punk. That's what this is.
Future sex love sounds.
Yeah,
That's the other thing
this
it
is fuck punk, man. This is so good. And there are some grooves and some beats within Reflector that are super Princey. There
Interesting.
are, dude, I'm ready for it now. I am having a Reflector revival, and I couldn't be more thrilled with where I'm at.
Well, me
right
too.
now.
I'm also experiencing an Arcade Fire revival. So let's talk about the new San Fermin record. It's time
Okay.
for
Fire albums.
I'm digging for fire. I'm digging for fire.
San Fermin. Since we last spoke, San Fermin dropped their new album, Belong. What are your thoughts?
I love it. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, I think
I
it's
have
great.
not listened to it as many times as I would like.
Ditto.
When it first came out, it was on repeat,
Mm-hmm.
for 24 hours. And then I really haven't. I've heard certain tracks again, but I haven't played the album over
Mm-hmm.
and over again, like at all, really.
I've listened to it a couple of times. At first, I had to get over. I have like just an automatic aversion to like programmed beats. So like
Interesting.
like
Interesting.
clicky drums instead of
Really?
like real live drums. And I San Fermin for me, I was like baptized in San Fermin as a live act.
Yes.
So like I'm used to like big loud live drums. And so hearing these songs, I was like, this feels curiously like mid-tempo. It feels curiously low energy to me for some of the
Interesting.
songs. And then, but it has this other effect where there are certain songs like Dead, which I predicted long before this album came out was going to be the thinking man's banger of 2017, and I was correct in that assumption. But like those songs feel like these giant explosions within that album, which I think is kind of cool.
Well, I will say I love clicky programmed drums.
Interesting.
So,
As a drummer, it feels like a betrayal,
oh, I totally understand it, but I have always liked them. Like even when I was like 12 and I thought the Postal Service was the coolest thing in the world, I really dug those clicky drums. Now when I hear the Postal Service, I'm like, it's not as good as I thought it was back then.
My opinion on the Postal Service has never changed, which, by the way, this is an episode of our sub-podcast, Sleeping In.
We could swim any day in November. Don't wake me, I plan on sleeping.
But I felt like the songs on Give Up were like great outlines for songs. And when people started covering like such great heights, I was like, oh, everybody got the memo.
Yeah,
Everybody
okay,
was
I
like,
get
oh,
that.
these chord progressions and melodies are nice, but basically other than that, there's not much going on.
My
so
problem,
someone else
my
should...
problem, as always has been, is Ben Gibbard's lyrics are below par.
Sure.
Like there's stuff he does where you're like, Ugh, you didn't even try, did you?
Oh, the glove compartment is not appropriately named.
Right. Yeah. Fuck you prick. Yeah. So
That lyric alone kept me away from transatlanticism the entire album for years.
But also, who kind of cares about Death Cab for Cutie? Am I right?
Well, they're one of those bands that because they gradually lost key members.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like people who are key arrangers and that kind of thing. It's not to say that they're not making good music now.
The production quality of Death Cab for Cutie, I always respected. Mm-hmm. Their band sounds great.
Yeah.
I just don't really dig them.
And I don't know if I'm totally being accurate here, but I think the guy's name was like Chris Walla or something.
Yeah, that is his name.
He was the guy who was kind of the
Is he not
chief
with them
engineer.
anymore?
Or he wasn't for a while. And the same thing currently could be happening with Vampire Weekend because Rostam is no longer in Vampire Weekend.
Interesting.
And how much of Vampire Weekend's sound is due to Rostam.
That's interesting especially because we went through this same type of thing with Animal Collective, where they didn't leave, but on their respective side projects, it was kind of like, okay, so who's the genius behind it?
They got a little close. They came pretty close to outcasting. You know, like there was maybe going to be an Animal Collective album that was like half and half.
Yeah. Okay. So,
but they've actually since even Geologist has come back to Animal Collective, who was the third original member. So Animal Collective stronger than ever.
Yeah.
The Vampire Weekend, we shall see. This is when they release their new album, which they have already said is called Mitsubishi Macchiato.
Amazing.
Good title.
Amazing.
This has been your Release Radar.
We're in Fire Albums, but also we're not done with Fire Albums.
Okay,
you know why? Because I want to quickly bounce on Gorillaz, Humans.
Yeah. Sell me on Gorillaz because I don't really know from Gorillaz.
Oh,
I know. I'm happy.
Okay,
I'm feeling glad.
Gorillaz are amazing.
Finally, someone
if I had to
out
list,
of my cage.
if I had to put together like top 5 musicians / bands, Gorillaz would be on it.
It's a Blur guy, right?
Yes. Damon Albarn, and he's amazing. It's like Damon or Damien? I think it's Damon, but I also don't care that much. Okay, so it's him and this dude who does all the artwork for Gorillaz. So the deal is like they're like partners, and everybody else is just what other musicians he brings in, and everything like that. That's why there's so many different rappers coming in and rapping. But dude, they're amazing. They're amazing.
Do they still only appear as animated characters?
No.
Okay.
No.
That's good. That gimmick felt like it was eroding from the start.
They're apparently planning a TV show.
Okay.
That's
very 90s. I like it.
I know. Well, and they're so they like kind of fell out, Albarn and his partner there, and they.
What's with these temperamental ass British musicians?
I know. I know. They're all a bunch of babies.
Baby Britain feels the buzz, floating over a sea of vodka.
So they kind of fell out of favor. Then they got back together, and that's what this album is. And boy, it's awesome. And that's been another episode of Fire Albums. That's really it.
I feel like I'm still looking forward to. There are so many of these. There's so many releases on the horizon now this year, and this calendar got so much. We're one Andy Clark short of a full fucking house because we've got new Arcade Fire coming.
Yep.
We've got The National coming. Fucking The National show at the Wang Center in Boston sold out in like 3 goddamn seconds.
Wow.
We got new Grizzly Bear coming.
Oh yeah, I kind of heard that.
Yeah.
There's a song. Oh, I heard the song.
There's 2 new songs.
I heard one of them.
Yeah. Another one with a clicky beat. Unfortunately,
I don't remember it.
3 Rings is the new Grizzly Bear song.
That sounds right. I think I think I heard that. Yeah. But I don't really remember it at all. Which I guess
what it
isn't
is
much of a sign of.
It's clicky droney, Ed Drosty, Moni singing, and then right toward the end, suddenly they kick in with these drums and that unmistakable Dan Rosen guitar.
Oh, okay.
And there's just another killer grizzly bear riff, but they just bury it deep in this song.
Interesting.
But it's good. It's great.
Okay.
So we got a lot to look forward to from new releases. And is Arcade Fire going to own the day, or will Salutations remain my favorite record of the year? I don't know.
That's a good question, because I think that the only
The
album
stakes
that
could not
you
be
could
higher.
probably compare is Salutations, because a Conor Oberst album or an Arcade Fire, both of them are albums that are going to stick with you for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So already, even if it's a Grizzly Bear album that's the best, it doesn't matter, because those albums are the Conor Oberst and Arcade Fire is going to be more important to you.
Yeah.
I'm speaking on behalf of you and me, not
No.
like every person.
I think that's true, you know? And somebody asked on Twitter today about like your favorite albums, and I had to really think hard about like, is Lifted actually my favorite album? Or, you know what I mean? And I think it is.
Interesting.
It actually is. It both is just emotionally and also literally is.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the emotional level, it definitely is, because it was the most important album pretty much to our lives.
Yeah, probably.
It's either that or Funeral, really.
Yeah.
As much as I don't think that much of Funeral in compared to I don't think that Funeral is so much better than the other albums that Arcade Fire has put out.
No.
I think in the scope of things, it was their first album, but I don't think they sound so much different from what they sounded like in that album.
Mm-hmm.
You could almost listen to Neon Bible, The Suburbs, and Reflector and not even think of Funeral as like what Arcade Fire sounds
Yeah,
like.
they don't really even sound like the same band. That's true. So now, speaking of album to album transitions, I think every band has in it. We talked, I think, in a previous episode about sort of like great leaps forward. You know, like I think I was thinking about. I mean, Brand New, Deja Entendu, Saves the Day,
Yeah.
Stay What You Are.
Yeah.
And some of the other ones.
We were
where-
talking about second albums because it was the Neon Bible episode that we were talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So some bands have one leap.
Yeah.
Some bands have multiple weird transformations.
Yeah.
Looking at everything now, do you feel like what is your sense in terms of what this album's gonna sound like compared to Reflector?
I don't know. And that's weird. That's a weird feeling, because
to me, it sounded like a little bit of a slightly cleaner version of Reflector, you know, because there's a very clear acoustic guitar and piano in it, even though it's like this big disco beat.
yeah, that's true. There's
So-
similarities there, but my problem for that is that I look at Reflector as so gritty and punk and distorted. And I don't see any of that out of everything now. It seems
I think it has a little bit of this. It's a little disco-y, which makes me think of Reflector.
I get that. I get the
forget,
groove
though,
aspect
I forget
of things.
that the Reflector of the album itself is not necessarily like this disco dancey album. You're right that it's often very like there's some punk, there's some like weird reggae in there even.
Well, that's a whole thing too. Is the
Yeah, we'll get into that when we talk about how I skip over Flashbulb Eyes every time.
oh my god, are you serious?
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what's so strange is how similar we are, and then the massive differences. Flashbulb Eyes is in my top 3 on this album.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Amazing.
This is fun for us just to find the differences between us.
I know. And it's so funny to me because like we all right, so in previous episodes of the podcast, we had the great age debacle of the listeners to the show.
find that still to this day, I'm like, how could you possibly think that? Because I feel like I'm such a little bitch compared to you. because you're like this super intellectual dude, and I'm like, yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, like that's how I feel my life is. I'm sitting next to you the whole time, and you have this great theory about something, and I'm like, I think what this guy thinks.
I think it has more to do with sort of like weird primal shit. You know what I mean? Like, cause like I am like immediately identify it as like I think I've described myself as a beta male before, but like, you know, and like it happens at work. You know what I mean? Like I can tell that I'm popular with women, and that like men, particularly older men, are like not on my wavelength, out of my sight,
Yeah,
beta
but
male.
yeah, but that's because
You're
you're
not gonna-
smarter
you're
than
not
them,
gonna
and
talk
they
to me
know
about-
that you're smarter than them.
I had the thing recently.
It's the thing about like being intimidated by intellectualism.
Now that I've gotten into smoking meat, speaking of being intellectual, my barbecue business.
He just said the sentence. Now that I've gotten into smoking meat, like it's just a strange sentence.
Well, I
to
got a
begin with.
smoker for my birthday, and I really committed to it, and I've really gotten good at it. And I brought some smoked things to a party. I ended up in a conversation with two guys about smokers, and what was so funny was, in the first instant, they were like, "Oh yeah, smoking bro, guy who smokes meat. This thing that I'm eating's really good." Like I was getting high-fived and shit.
Yeah,
This lasted for a very short amount of time because then they started asking me questions about my smoker, like what kind of smoker is it, other things that men know, and I had no idea. I still don't know what brand of anything that smoker is.
How do you not know that though? Just based off of you've looked at it for.
I don't know.
Okay, you should have just said some random.
I know I did
you?
first. They were like, "Is it a Weber?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. I think it's a Weber."
I think it is a Weber actually.
I don't think it is.
No?
Because then they started showing me Weber smokers on their phone, and I was like, "No, it's not that one. No, it's not that one." And then I just felt my, I could feel my.
Is Shosh
Shosh
growling
barking
at
herself in the mirror.
Wow.
Yes.
She's
Looking at herself, and also she's kind of avoiding eye contact with herself. But anyway, I felt my stature plummet with these guys so fast.
Well, it's because those guys have nothing else to talk about.
They had a lot to talk about, smokers. Unfortunately, I
God.
couldn't.
I can't
keep
even
up.
imagine being. I can't even imagine being into it. Can I talk about you being? I don't want to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Just as a story, I thought of something this week that I haven't thought of in a really long time.
I'm excited.
When you and I were very little, and we shared a room for most of our lives.
Yeah.
So when we were very little, I used to make Zach agree to when we would go to sleep, I would say something along the lines to you as, if you say a word and I say a word, you have to respond, okay? Like it was like I don't know exactly remember what I
you
say.
saying that, but it was
I said it every night.
Yeah, it was like I have to say. I have to respond.
You have to
you
respond
if
if I talk to you.
Yeah.
Like if you're asleep, like it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Like you should respond to me, right?
Yeah.
Like that.
That's so funny. If you say a word and I say a word,
doesn't just that phrase.
I totally
right?
remember that.
That's how I was sitting on the couch with Sarah, and I was like, if you say a word or I say a word, and then I couldn't remember whatever else I used to say.
yeah.
But I just remember that phrase, if you say a word or I say a word. Like,
Yeah.
and I used to say it to you every night. It was like
Yeah.
our good night, sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite. It was
Yeah.
like things I used to say to you.
yeah.
See, that's a story about you being my big brother.
Yeah, that's true. Now people will remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll be like, yeah, Morgan, you was like a little scared, fraidy cat. Yeah. So before we get into the album
Yeah.
itself, well, actually,
Before we get into the album, it's time for an episode of Checking In with the Marvel and DC Cinematic Universe.
whoa.
Is that what you're about to say?
I have
I was trying to do a random
I have
left
this
turn.
written down because I was gonna say we brought up TV shows at one point that we
Yeah, in the last
that
episode?
I don't know if it was the when we were talking about
That was
how
an
you
episode
were
of Peak
into
TV.
how you were into no
No.
well how you were into 6 Feet Under and I wasn't,
Yes.
and I compared my liking like Arrow and the Flash and stuff, and
Yes.
we talked about the Punisher.
I almost brought up 6 Feet Under a few minutes ago when I mentioned Transatlanticism
Really?
because that's the TV show that got me back into that album.
Have you watched any of the Daredevil since our last our 2 episodes ago? I don't know. Have you watched any of that stuff? Iron Fist, Daredevil.
I still
Luke
have
Cage?
watched 2.5 episodes of Daredevil and nothing else.
Because I did go through some of season 2 of Daredevil. I skipped over season 1 because I was so bored by it.
Yeah.
And then I watched Iron Fist, and I have not gotten through all of Iron Fist because I'm so bored by it. They are all so boring.
Yeah, I heard it was real half-assed.
Okay, but yeah, let's not talk about those shitty TV shows. Let's talk about this, okay? I want you to guess the top 5 Spotify Arcade Fire songs.
Oh my
Okay.
God. The ones that are they're currently their
I
top
just want
five.
you to fire them off as top hits.
I have to ask you right now, though. First, is everything now on Spotify?
Yes, it is. And I will tell you right away it's number one because that's
'cause
what
it's the
happens
newest
when
one.
a new song comes out. Yes. I will
Okay.
tell you that. So number one is Everything Now.
Do I have
Now-
to get these in order?
No, just blast off some whatever you think the top ones were. I don't want this to be a long thing. I just want you to guess.
Afterlife, Intervention, Rebellion, Wake Up.
Okay, you got 3
Ha ha!
of it. Ready?
Yeah.
Number 1 is Everything Now. Number 2 is Wake Up. Number 3 is Rebellion,
Yeah.
which, I mean, I get, but I was surprised at it being number 3 and on there to begin with, really.
Yeah.
Number 4, Afterlife.
Uh-huh.
Number 5, Reflector. So you didn't get Reflector, but you got it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm impressed with myself.
Yeah.
I can't believe I did it.
Yeah. That was, yeah. I knew you'd be able to pick up on a few of them. I mean, Wake Up got to be on there.
Yeah.
Afterlife, though, I was surprised, even though, because every time we talk about Afterlife, I downplay it being important, like, to that album at all.
Oh, really?
When you brought it up the last time, I was like, Afterlife's not a hit on that album, and you were like, it kind of is. Like, they played it on SNL and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay. So because I don't want to. I was gonna say that to give away the fact that Afterlife is definitely in my top 3 of that album.
yeah.
But we already know there's a vast gulf when it comes to our favorite tracks. Because
Oh,
I
man.
did promise that we were going to do an episode of the Marvel Cinematic Extended Universe or whatever the hell.
Yep.
I wanted to ask you because I feel like prior to 2017, I think my favorite Marvel movie was Iron Man 3. I don't really remember. There was another one in there
So
somewhere.
weird that Iron Man. You're not. You've talked multiple times about Iron Man 3 being like so good.
Yeah.
You are not held up by the fact that the ending is like awful. Like the whole like Pepper Potts gets powers and stuff like that. You're not thrown by that?
I was a little bit thrown by it, but I almost took it as more of the movie's kind of like punk rock, like fuck myself spirit. Like Iron Man 3 seemed so dedicated to screwing itself up that I really appreciated that about it. It was punk.
I hated that part.
Yeah.
I hated Guy Pearce's whole end there where he's like, blows up.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe I need to reevaluate, but I don't even need to because here's the thing.
Yeah.
2017,
Yes.
I don't know if Logan really counts, but Logan and Guardians of the Galaxy 2, I think are my 2 favorite superhero movies that like have ever been made.
You think Guardians 2 is better than Guardians 1, right?
Fuck yeah.
I totally do too.
Yeah.
I think it's so much better because you get to go way deeper in the universe with them. You already know these characters, so you get to go way deeper. And the dad stuff is just so awesome the
Yes.
whole time. It's like, who's your real dad storyline.
Yes.
And I tell you what, Morgan Little in the theater was pretty shook.
Yeah. I would
That-
describe my reaction to that movie as shook
That
as well.
stuff shook me pretty deep.
Yep. And it was so funny.
Yes, crazy funny.
And it was just visually spectacular.
The whole movie was, I think it's so much better than the first one.
Yeah.
And I loved the first one.
Me too.
But yeah, I mean, they're getting better and better, man. I love Doctor Strange too.
I think Doctor Strange is great. And did you see Logan?
Oh, dude.
That's right.
Yes,
You saw Logan.
I saw Logan.
I thought Logan was probably overall the best just superhero movie.
It was so good.
Yeah.
Like Logan is, but it's very different from all other superhero movies.
Right, which almost feels like it's
So,
unfair to judge
yes,
them against.
to compare it.
But
Yeah.
then again, it's like, why has Marvel created this incredibly specific house style? Like Captain America: The Winter Soldier feels so different, and it's not different at all. Than
No,
like
it's
the other
exactly
movies.
the same.
And they're all
It is.
exactly the same. They
Yeah.
all have the same color palette. They all have the same everything. Captain America: The Winter Soldier has a little bit of a film grain on it, like the world's like wussiest Instagram filter on it.
And yeah,
that's
you're right.
like,
There is
that's-
a darker kind of thing to
Yeah,
it, and it's just, oh man. But it's also, it's because they put it in the context of like political thriller or something,
Yeah, but just barely.
It's
It
because
has
Robert Redford's in it.
It has a couple of toes in political thriller.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
But within the scope of like Marvel movies, that works as a vast difference.
Winter Soldier put us on a very different path than we were. You know what I mean? It turns it pretty hard to, you can't I mean, you guys are going to be on your own. Like it kind of sets you up for Civil War where superheroes are not going to be always looked at as the savior of the moment kind of thing.
It still feels like they haven't done the greatest job, like pivoting in such a way where the rules of the previous movies are not going to be exactly the same. We're going to get into some weird ass mystical shit. It's still going to seem abrupt, like when Captain America ends up in some alternate universe in the next movie.
Yeah, I agree.
It's still going to seem like, ooh, we didn't quite get
here.
Well,
I think what has to happen is the Guardians or Thanos, really, somebody's got to show up on Earth to introduce. Well, it's going to be Thor, I guess. Probably.
I guess that's the
it's
thing.
It's going to be Thor
we
showing up.
We
got to
go see
hey,
another
guys,
Thor movie.
I need you.
We got to see another Thor movie to help us pivot toward this other thing.
Yeah, I am very excited for Ragnarok. I know you are not.
No, I am because of Jeff Goldblum.
Well,
I'm down because of Jeff Goldblum.
I'm very excited for Ragnarok. I thought the trailer looked awesome.
Yeah. I thought it looked very funny, and I think that's the thing that they do best in Thor. When I watched the first Thor movie, I thought, wow, if the movie was as good as those 15 minutes that were funny, then that would have been a great movie.
Thor 2 was not good, but I think it's still...
Thor 2 was a nightmare.
Yeah, it was not good.
Mm-hmm. Here's what I like about Thor 2. By the last half hour of Thor 2, they just stopped giving a fuck altogether. They're like, no, we know the story doesn't even make sense anymore.
We just need to introduce the Infinity Stone and move past this.
I kind of like that they gave up. It's kind of charming.
So that is our check-in of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
We'll see you after Ragnarok.
Let's take a break.
Okay.
Quick.
And now, a word from our sponsors at Blue Apron. Do you aspire to being a cook? Can you imagine when someone says to you, oh, it's only $10 per person per day? Does that not make you go, that's fucking insanely expensive? If so, you might want to consider a subscription to Blue Apron for about a week until you frantically try to figure out how to cancel it. Try things like orange-crusted chicken with barbecue asparagus, frozen whitefish with Anglo-Saxon potato flakes, Cheerios with bananas, chocolate chip cookie dough in a banana boat. I don't know what a banana boat is. I think it's isn't that a kind of bathing suit?
Yeah, it's not. It's not food.
Blue Apron. It's going to cost so much more than you think, and you're never going to use it. Sign up with our free offer code, ArcadeFire.
That's the code.
It might work.
Yeah.
Give it a shot. It might work. Maybe they'll give you your first 3 meals free. Give them a fake credit card.
Yeah, well, and also, boy, Blue Apron. I don't know. I just don't trust it. Is that what you're on right now?
Yeah, this is a Blue Apron ad. This is my Blue Apron ad. Okay, sorry, I forgot to read the call to action. Don't you love it when podcast hosts literally say the stage directions in the ad? Their contempt for doing an ad is so high that they're like, here's the call to action. You should subscribe to.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Or when they're advertising a special for some comedian they clearly don't like. They're like, Anthony Jeselnik is back, I guess. And so
Anthony Jeselnik is the Dane Cook of 2017. You know,
he's the Dane Cook of 2015.
Right.
And we're back.
Oops. Yes, we are.
Welcome back to our Yay Talkin' Arcade Fire to May in June. You know, I was listening to our first episode recently.
Mm-hmm.
With the intention of writing down all of our sub-podcasts.
Who's all of our sub-podcasts?
Such as...
you?
Morgan's got a list. Oh, boy. I didn't get that far. Here's the thing. I was driving to pick Christy up from work, and I got so absorbed listening to our podcast that I got on 95, and I just fucking kept driving.
Oh, my God. Really?
And then suddenly I was in Hampton, and I was like, oh, my God.
Amazing.
I had to call Christy, and I was like, I'm going to be 20 minutes late because...
Amazing. I'm still marveling at you getting most of these Spotify top hits. That was impressive.
That was really impressive. Yeah, I'm impressed with myself. I'm gonna take a victory lap
out of
that.
5. So or no, I gave you 1, but still, yeah,
I got
4 out of 5.
Yeah.
So all right, so I think we should maybe
We
should
should
try
get
and
into
push
it?
into it?
Let's get into it. Reflector, the 4th album from Arcade Fire.
I mean, we got time for Brexit breakfast.
Nothing's gonna drag me down.
Didn't just another celebrity just said they voted for Brexit.
Really?
I think it was
Other than
Michael
Ringo?
Caine. I think it was Michael Caine.
In the prison of life. Alone in the darkness of why. We fell in love. Alone on a stage. In the reflective age.
Reflector. Let's talk about, what do you remember about Reflector's release?
I remember not giving that much of a shit for some reason.
Interesting.
I don't know why. I think it's because I heard Reflector and I was like, I don't get it.
Interesting. I remember Christy and I watched the video for Reflector, and we were like riveted and really into the song. And then when the album came out, really into the album, so much so that we dressed up as Arcade Fire for Halloween that year, which is why I shaved the side of my head and then shaved my whole head, which is why my head is still shaved.
Reflector's the reason that you have a shaved head.
This album, it technically has had the most profound physical impact on my life.
It might be the only album that has a physical impact on you.
Well, yeah, that and my lifted tramp stamp.
I was gonna yes.
The problem is the album title is so long that it starts at my lower back and it wraps around my hip and it makes almost all the way to my belly button. It's a big tattoo.
It is. It is. We all laughed at you when you got it, but who's laughing now?
Who's laughing now?
So let's talk about
the guy who did the laser removal. He's laughing all the way to the bank.
So let me ask you this.
Okay.
I was worried coming into this episode that I was not going to be able to host the show because I have been so riveted by this album that we would have started recording and immediately I was going to go, all right, so tell me what you think of Reflector, okay?
You know what it would be like? It's going to be like from the last episode when you and I started to talk about We Used to Wait. And like we both were just talking about all the awesome parts like over each other. We were so excited. We were like, oh, that bass part's so awesome. And it just we got totally out of control. When I edited it, I had to just cut us off in the middle and just cut to the song.
That's funny.
Because we were so out of control, nerding out over that song.
So let's talk about what we think the album's about.
Okay.
And some influences on the album and everything like that.
So can we start with the basic question of what is the Reflector?
I don't really understand the reflective age as he references reflector age or whatever. I don't really get that.
I think the reflective age is like an age of self-awareness and like a technologically aided we have become smarter because of technology, but we've also just become more reflective meaning more like self-absorbed.
Yes.
Like a reflector
all of this is
being
yes.
like a mirror. And then also the thing at the end with David Bowie thought you were praying to the resurrector, turns out it was just a reflector.
Yeah.
Is kind of about the idea of like man invention of God kind of thing, but maybe not in a totally negative way.
Yep.
Like you are God. When you're looking up at the sky, you're looking at a mirror. That's literally true.
Mm-hmm.
The sky is a mirror. It reflects the ocean or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But so there's a lot of
yeah, I love everything that you just said. You put all of my thoughts into words that I definitely could not have articulated. But yes,
it barely made it out of my
absolutely. But absolutely to everything. Is the album Reflector a set in futuristic time retelling of the Orpheus Eurydice myth?
Partially, I think.
I think it is.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, the whole thing is.
First of all, I feel dumb that I didn't even know this. The statue on the cover of the album is Rodin, his statue of
the myth.
Orpheus and is it Eurydice?
Eurydice.
Eurydice?
Now, I have always heard it as Eurydice or something like that.
Uh-huh.
We went so far as to look up the proper pronunciation.
Eurydice.
I've heard two different versions of it.
Okay. But
it seems like Eurydice is the name.
And Orpheus is pronounced Morpheus.
Yes, that's proper. Yes.
Yes.
So Yeah, Eurydice, I think is how
Okay.
you say it.
All right,
Now,
I'll try to keep to that.
I know. You can say it. Let's make a deal now. You can say it however you want. Because I think Eurydice might come out of my mouth every once in a while.
So Rodin, Christy? Augustus Rodin? All right, well, anyway.
See,
the
there's
sculptor-
more to his name, too.
The sculptor, he created the Thinker is the one, which I was thinking about. I've never seen Doctor Who, but there's like a gift set around a lot of an episode of Doctor Who where like Doctor Who brings Van Gogh into the future, and Van Gogh is in an art museum, and he overhears an art professor talking about his work, and Van Gogh is like so moved to hear what these people think of him now. And I was thinking, the person you don't want to do that to is Augustus Rodin, because it's like, oh, the sculptor of the Thinker. He'd be like, oh, wow, welcome to the modern era, Augustus. Hey, he'd be like, oh, great, cool. Like, what does everybody think about my statue? Oh, everybody loves it. People like put toilet paper by it all the time.
Yeah, I know, right?
And he'd be like, what? They do? What? Why?
Well,
no
and
reason.
and
Not
then
a big deal.
And then a lot of it, I don't know if I don't know if I'm alone in this, but every time I see a sculpture with a penis in it, a lot of my thoughts about it are the penis. Like I'm thinking about that penis a lot.
Yeah.
I see mostly penis and then the rest of the sculpture.
I think about what it must have been like to be the sculptor, who they're spending a long time on every
Yeah.
piece.
Forming a penis.
Yeah, spending a lot of time.
Like,
The sculptor's going home at the end of the day. How was work, honey? Oh, God. This penis is just not coming out right. Poor Orpheus.
Well,
Good thing he
and-
could play that lyre so well.
okay, so here's the deal. I think it's a retelling, a futuristic retelling of the myth.
Which would make it sister albums with Anais Mitchell's Hades
Yeah,
Town.
that's true. Although it does keep up with the proper myth thing where Eurydice is the one that dies
Right.
and Orpheus lives. He lives, okay, through this. Win Butler is playing Orpheus. Orpheus is supposed to be the best musician who ever lived,
Right.
okay? And well, I don't think we need to go through the whole myth.
But here's some interesting things I read about Orpheus, which I loved. There's one story about, so you know how Orpheus died, right?
There are a
ultimately-
few different ones. One's like he's like ripped apart in the woods because he's like depressed
By women.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
while participating in their bacchanal, which is like an orgy, so fucked to death is how Orpheus died. Okay? Orpheus died by getting fucked to death, and then his head and lyre floated down a river.
Yeah, and the sirens find him, right?
Yes.
And bury him at the Mount Olympus.
Speaking of the sirens,
Mm-hmm.
when Jason and the Argonauts go on their quest, Orpheus was among the men on the ship, and he saved Jason and the Argonauts from the sirens by playing a louder and prettier song than the sirens were singing.
Awesome.
Pretty dope.
Well, and the whole way that that Orpheus goes through Hades and is able to pass through is he sings to everybody, and everybody just falls on their own asses apparently because he's such a good singer.
But the basic broad strokes of the Orpheus thing, really good singer, wife dies, he goes to the underworld to recover his wife, convinces Hades
Yep.
to let her go. He says, no big deal, as long as you don't look back until you're both out of the underworld. And Orpheus, in his anxiety or stupidity or whatever, turns around and looks back when he's out of the underworld, but not before his wife is, so she vanishes forever.
Yes.
And so if you're more of a biblical person and you know the story of Lot, same deal.
Yeah, I actually found that to be weird that they are like the exact same situation.
There's a lot of stuff like that. Like if
Yeah.
you look at Zoroaster, which is like a sort of like pre-biblical god, a lot of the same stories.
The signals we send are deflected again. We're so connected, but are we even friends?
Perfect intro song to an album.
Yes.
It covers the whole thing. We're talking about they met alone on the stage. It's an introduction
Comes
to
in
their
with that dope
relationship.
beat.
Oh my god, dude! The beats on this album to begin with are out of control. They state that the influences on the album are. There was an essay that I actually didn't write the information down on. That was about like a guy wrote it about what he sees the future becoming, and Win Butler read it and was like, dude, you have no clue how crazy it gets, kind of thing. Black Orpheus is a movie made in 1959. that is the myth set in present-day Rio de Janeiro during Carnival.
So there's some elements of that in there.
Okay.
Here comes the nighttime.
And then you also have them talking about that trip to Haiti that they took and hearing Haitian rah-rah music, which I kind of chalk up as like very like reggae kind of jungle street music.
Yeah.
Okay. Those are all the things that they list as influences. My opinion of that is Win Butler takes this story, this myth, sets it in a futuristic storyline, taking that Black Orpheus thing as
infuses it with a little island juice, little rum punch.
I think it's like, you know, this punk futuristic kind of thing that he sees is this, you know, all cultures blended together kind of thing.
Sure.
And he comes up with this rah-rah music band.
You're already starting to make Flashbulb Eyes slightly more forgivable, but we'll get to that track.
Okay. Also, let's talk about the fact that they released Reflektor under not the Arcade Fire, but as the band, the Reflectors.
Did they
The
officially...
single came out
as
the Reflectors song Reflektor.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the band is a fictional band.
So this is a Sgt. Pepper type situation.
Yes, exactly.
Uh-huh.
Okay? And the leaders of this band are Orpheus and Eurydice.
Mm-hmm.
That is the storyline that they are putting forward.
Okay. I like it.
Songs that are able to be written off as just performance songs, like Normal Person.
Yeah.
Things like that. That is the band, the Reflectors, performing.
Well, but also, hold on. Let me modify this theory just so slightly.
Yep,
yes,
go ahead.
and is that the song that starts with a British guy saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, Arcade Fire"? Because does Arcade Fire come in sometimes in this album and interrupt? Are they like the opening act for the
later
Reflectors?
on that happens. But
yeah,
no.
you know what? It's you already know. That's the
And
song.
I was going to say they also maybe the Reflectors are opening for the Arcade Fire.
Yeah, who's that?
No, but
Maybe it's a double bill
Normal
type thing, like
Person
when I
is the
saw
one-
Green Day and Blink-182.
Yeah.
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 No
Oof.
opener. No opener. They're just they're sharing this. They're sharing the co-headlining.
Normal Person's the one where he's like, "Do you like rock and roll music?"
Yeah,
Because
I
I'm
don't know
not sure
if
if I
I
do.
do.
Yeah, ridiculous. Okay,
I
but
kind of like it.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, let's not talk about that yet. Let's talk about Reflektor a little bit more. The track.
Okay.
What is with Arcade Fire getting these amazing people
To do one
two
line.
things? Yeah.
Turns out it was just a reflector.
Well, you know, they probably just caught David Bowie
David-
walking down the street.
David Bowie shows up for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And that's it.
But it's cool though. It's cool. It felt like it just felt like David Bowie giving his little stamp of approval.
Well, and I
Yeah.
like that it was almost like a little Easter egg in the album because you wouldn't think, oh, that's David Bowie.
Right.
You just hear another voice and you go, oh, whatever.
Because it's David Bowie's old man voice, which is a little bit different than his younger voices.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's not like a Leonard Cohen situation, but
Yeah. That's true. Or a Bob Dylan situation.
yeah.
Okay. We Exist.
Okay.
Second track.
So We Exist. Hold on. I just want to make sure I didn't have any notes about Reflektor. No, I didn't. Under We Exist, I wrote Billie Jean.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Totally.
That bass line is like
Totally.
a total. It's
Dude,
it's in conversation with. I don't ever like to say that a song like is ripping off something else because I don't think that's true. I think anybody who does that, a bass line that's similar knows that's what it's similar to.
yeah.
Like
sure.
there's a Taylor Swift song that has the same bass line as With or Without You, but it's on purpose.
Sure.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing at that point.
It's
yeah.
in conversation.
Yeah,
With
yeah.
past material.
Sure.
So the
And-
bass line is in conversation with Billie Jean.
We Exist, I actually think is kind of one of the lesser tracks on this album. Mm-hmm. There are so many ones that I like more than We Exist. I kind of think We Exist is a little boring at times compared to the rest of the tracks.
Interesting.
Um,
I have some songs on
like
this
it.
album that I think are boring. enough that I would not count We Exist as one of them.
Interesting, because I'm sure I'm going to disagree with you.
Interesting. Now, hang on. There was a music video for We Exist that I never saw, but it was like Andrew Garfield possibly playing like a transgender person.
Ugh.
That's why I didn't watch it.
Ugh.
I was like, I don't think I want to know.
Yeah. I don't think I want.
But you already know.
I don't. Yeah.
That's what that song's about.
Yeah. I don't like that. I didn't. That sounds fine. Also, Andrew Garfield. Ugh. Kind of.
You know what? Andrew Garfield has a direct line to my heart, but he has just been so mistreated by Hollywood that he had to try to win acclaim in being a goddamn Mel Gibson movie.
Oh my
Poor
God.
guy.
Can you imagine? Yeah. Poor bastard.
And then the thing is, he did this Martin Scorsese movie that was like Silence. That was like this apparently very. By the way, this is an episode of what's the shit? I was trying to remember the name of Martin Scorsese's first movie because it's like Mean Streets. But that doesn't work. I felt like there was something that would work as the title of this episode. Anyway, this is an episode of I Love Films. Scorsese, he directed this movie Silence, which by all accounts was like this many, many years labor of love. And he had Adam Driver and Andrew Garfield in it. And just based on the vicissitudes of Oscar season, it fucking came and went without a notice. Like, you didn't hear shit about it. And I don't know if it was good or not. It was one of those ones that just slipped under the waves.
Yeah, I don't have anything to say about that.
Poor Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
Saddled with shitty Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, God.
He's great in Never Let Me Go.
He's great in Never Let Me Go, and he's great in The Social Network. But I think it's all, I don't know.
Oh man, I could totally watch The Social Network again.
We just watched it again.
It's been like 6 months since I last rewatched that movie.
All right, so let's get down to where you and I are going to start differing.
Oh yeah, Flashbulb Eyes, man. Ra's win, man.
I love Flashbulb Eyes.
It reminds me of the notorious Adrian Brody SNL sketch that got like vanished into the depths for being too offensive.
You know what you do with, man, we are original rude boy champagne, me no respect all aspect, me respect, me expect, me uncle spec, me respect,
What if the camera really do take your soul? Oh no. What if the camera really do?
I like that it's like sloppy punk kind of music. Again, I think the Arcade Fire sounds the best they've ever sounded on this album. So even on the songs that someone wouldn't necessarily like as much, you can't deny band sounds awesome.
They do sound
Here's
good.
what's great about this album. Squealing guitars, bunch of gang vocal stuff, little piano fills.
Lots of shared Win and Regine vocals
Yes.
too, which I was telling Christy, like anytime there's a band that has two lead singers, I mean Win is the lead singer, but Regine pops in a lot.
Yes.
Whenever they share vocals more on songs, that's always really exciting to me.
And these are love songs to each other. You know what I mean? Like these are like again, this is the retelling of this myth. These two are connected.
Sure.
There's a whole bit they talk about it obviously in Reflector. They reference multiple times being connected and as like this. They're two separate people, but they are this one thing.
Sure.
And I love it. It's like their love letter to each other. This whole album.
Yeah.
They got some great shit, man. And Flashbulb Eyes, I love.
I don't like droning bass, and Flashbulb Eyes is kind of this droning bass.
Droning bass.
And I don't like that line like what if the camera really do take your soul? Like it feels weird to me.
Well,
it's like you're a white guy, Win. Say what if it really
don't-
what if the
I
camera really does?
The night time. Here comes the night time.
I heard this
comes
song
the
first.
nighttime.
Here comes the nighttime. I heard
I
first.
think I might have heard it first too.
I heard it. I heard Reflector, I guess. But then after they were on SNL, they had that like sort of televised special after SNL. I think it was called "Here Comes the Nighttime."
It was, yes.
and it opened with that song.
Here Comes the Nighttime might be a perfect song.
Yeah,
I love Here Comes the Nighttime.
it has. it has that great kind of like I guess it's like a glockenspiel riff. The doom 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 doom. That.
Yes.
It has
perfect.
like it kind of shifts between the two modes, which is
Yep.
something I always like in songs.
Yep. And that Arcade Fire is amazing at. They're the best at it.
And also, of the songs on this album, it's the one that feels most like a leap forward, like musically for them, because
yes.
it reaches back to a lot of their past instrumentation and arrangements, but it also moves forward. And as cool as stuff like Reflector is and everything, it obviously owes a pretty heavy debt to like Mountains Beyond Mountains, whereas Here Comes the Nighttime is subject to no master. You know what I mean? It's like it's its own new
you know
thing.
what I love about Here Comes the Nighttime that happens throughout the song? The little tiny fills that they do, where like instead of just going back to the first chord or whatever, they do the like bum 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 bum, and like the piano will drag back a half a beat or something like that. They do a ton of it throughout the song, and every single one you're like, oh my god, that is perfectly placed. Yeah. It might be a perfect song.
I know it was in one of my top 10. I think maybe it was in the honorable mention.
It was in one of my top 10s too.
But it was. I was trying to remember which Reflector tracks made it in.
I looked back on my top 10 and it is unrecognizable to me.
Yeah, things change.
I change a lot
In the 1 year we've been doing this
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
Has it only been 1 year?
It's only been 1 year.
Holy shit.
I know. Well, this is only the 4th episode.
I
It
know.
feels like a lot
But I'm
more.
used to doing shows like me and Jory's Pizza Show has been on for like 9 years.
Yeah,
We've
that's
done
true.
Like 6 episodes.
Yeah. So I think we covered Here Comes the
Here
Nighttime.
Comes the Nighttime. Great album.
Track
Great
5.
song.
Normal Person.
Yeah. You know what I like about Normal Person?
You like rock and roll music.
I like it that main guitar riff is fucked up every time.
Yeah, I like that too.
There's like
the squealing guitars on that song are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Everything about that song is like a song that I normally wouldn't like.
uh-huh.
Just the whole repetitive lyrics and everything like that. But I like it. Like,
Yeah.
it is a good song.
This is another one that I very strongly remember a live performance of on the Colbert Report.
Interesting.
They were like they were like stacked up in the Colbert Report set, So it was like Wynn and Regine or whatever in the front, like stretching back like 8 rows to like all of their like Latin percussionists.
Yeah.
It was funny.
I'll say Normal Person, I think, is probably one of the lesser songs on the album for me.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a good song.
It's another one of those ones like Modern Man that is kind of like begging for someone to cover it,
Sure.
But like somebody worthy. I'm not talking about like as much as I enjoy like wispy acoustic covers of things. I'm talking like I want to hear like a full band spoon cover of Normal Person. That's what I want. Or Foo Fighters.
It should be LCD Sound System,
Sure. Yeah, they could do it.
which we have not mentioned. James Murphy, heavy producer on this album.
Was he also on this album?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought he was involved with this newer album. I guess I'm getting my lines crossed.
I don't know if he's involved in this new one.
Yeah,
but,
no, I think
but
you're right.
he's-
I think it was
he's-
this one.
No, I know he's credited in a bunch of
which
these
is not
tracks.
surprising because a lot of these songs, and some of the new LCD Sound System songs like Call the Police sound like they were almost like he was writing them while he's working on Reflector.
Well, and I think also you can hear him in this album.
Mm-hmm.
Like with all of Wynn's distorted vocals and things like that. I just feel like
and
those
the
are
length
things
of songs.
that Yeah, sure.
LCD Sound System songs are all long, and so are these.
Yeah, that's true.
By the way, we're at track 6
Track
of
6.
7 tracks on disc 1.
Yeah.
I think it's important to like mention that this is a double album that's only 13 fucking
I know.
songs.
It's kind of bullshit, right?
Yeah, it doesn't really need to be a
I think that's why they did the additional 5
bonus tracks.
which I am not really prepared to talk about.
I don't really know them.
Yeah,
no.
okay.
Here's the thought. I just thought of this. Is the double album like because that way the two sides are like reflections of each other.
Sometimes it moves so fast. Sometimes it moves so fast. If you stop to ask, it's already past.
You already know's okay. That's my opinion of it. I think it's okay.
I don't. It doesn't really register. It's kind of the sprawl one of this album.
Yeah, I mean, it's like there's some bouncing bass. The band sounds good. Again, like I've said before.
Yeah.
The band sounds awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. You already know it's all right.
Yeah, and the problem is I get it mixed up with a couple of the other ones that happen later on, like the Orpheus and the It's Never Over and the other ones. And but this one it lacks the extra stuff that those songs have.
Yeah, you already know it's fine.
I think what I said the other day when we were listening to this album was I said, "Oh, I bet this song's really fun live if they even do it." But like as an album track, it's kind of like, oh, fine.
Yeah.
You know, maybe if it had been introduced in a live context first, it might be more exciting.
Yep. You already know.
Mm-hmm.
Track 7?
Joan of Arc.
You're the one that they used to hate, but they like you now. And everything that goes away, well, it does somehow. They're the ones that spit on you, cause they got no heart. I'm the one that will follow you, you're my Joan of Arc. Joan of Arc.
Joan of Arc's a cool song.
You
Do you like Joan of Arc?
I do, and I think this is the closest Arcade Fire has ever come to sounding like The Clash. And in fact,
Interesting.
It has like an almost song for song analog in its style, which is there's a Clash song called Wrong'em Boyo, and it starts in this very upbeat tempo, and then it like settles down into this beat all of a sudden.
It's a very punk thing to do.
Yeah, so it sounds like it's going to be one thing, and then suddenly it downshifts and
I like the Joan of Arc. Once you actually get into the song, that riff there, that beat and everything is classic Arcade Fire sound.
Uh-huh.
And then I like the chorus where they're all going Joan of Arc, like great gang vocals on this album.
Yeah.
You know, and
I like Regine has
it's a
that
good
little
song.
like she has that like half French, half English breakdown
Yeah.
toward the end. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good song. It's not like my favorite, but it's good.
It's a weird disc ender.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, I think it's yeah. And as far as like the storyline that I'm trying to say they're doing, doesn't make a whole lot of sense in general.
Right. Different mythical figure, different time period.
Yeah.
I don't really know. Wait, Joan of Arc got burned at the stake?
Yeah. I don't know much about her either.
I get her like I feel like I get like for some reason mentally my like Joan of Arc wire is crossed in my head with the Crucible. So I'm like,
all right.
She get crushed by a big rock, or is that somebody else?
Daniel Day-Lewis,
Winona Ryder, yeah.
Oh my God, Winona Ryder getting brought up again in this podcast.
How the hell?
Weird.
Man, Winona Ryder.
Weird.
She's the ghost that haunts this podcast.
She is.
You know, that's the thing. We keep thinking we're heading for a someday podcast where we talk to Arcade Fire. No, we're gonna end up interviewing Winona Ryder.
We could probably do that.
Yeah, let's track her down.
Myself again, along with all my friends.
Everything that they were trying to do with the Suburbs reprise, they do with Here Comes the Nighttime.
Yes, because
Part
it's a
2.
totally different song.
It's a totally different song, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
Here Comes the Nighttime, too, is great.
It's a great song.
I also heard that they wrote that first.
Interesting.
Yeah. You would not think that.
I think this is when it starts to become more clearly a sort of conceptual, like rock opera, like music, because it starts to feel a little bit like a musical. You know?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, because recurring themes and everything like that.
Maybe because I also always think of, when I hear it, I always think of like, this is Halloween. This is Halloween.
There was something else that I wanted to bring across this podcast
Yeah.
today, which is this. If Win Butler were a more attractive man, Arcade Fire would be the biggest band in the world. Okay? And if he were more attractive and less of a giant, scary looking motherfucker.
But if he were more attractive, do you think he would play different music? would he sound like
Well,
Harry
no,
Styles?
I'm saying take everything about him that's the same,
Yeah.
but put him into Harry Styles.
But you don't think that
I don't know,
Arcade Fire's
somebody else.
you don't think Arcade Fire's music is too weird?
Yeah, I mean, part of it is probably that they're all ugly, but
No,
but
but
they
like,
make
but,
this
but,
amazing
but
music.
Actually, but like, even if they were all super attractive, they would still make this music that a lot of people hear and they're like, "What is this?"
But a lot of people would also be like, "This is arena rock," you know.
Maybe.
You
I
know,
feel like you
whatever.
really have to I feel like you really have to sit around and talk about Arcade Fire for 6 hours before you see them as the reincarnation of U2.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's kind of how I see them. But
Which was an accidental parallel between this podcast and the one that inspired it.
yeah, it was accidental. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's true. And also, I'm going to bring this theory up again in a few tracks.
Okay.
And you're going to agree with me when it happens.
I'm ready for it.
Okay. So Here Comes the Nighttime 2 is great.
Mm-hmm.
Great second disc opener.
Yep.
I like your theory of the reflective whatever parallels.
It's as weird as Joan of Arc is as an album, as a disc closer. Here Comes the Nighttime 2 is a great disc opener.
Let's talk about Awful Sound, Oh Eurydice.
Mm-hmm.
I was proud of myself for saying the name.
Yeah, now that's the one that's like, I know there's a way.
Yes, it is.
It can make it start it over.
Think it over. To think it over. That's the only way I remember that part.
Okay.
'Cause I'm like, think it over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome song, I think.
Yeah, it's very cool. It feels like maybe one of the slower Suburbs songs, but like reworked and made a little better.
Yep.
Because normally when I think about Arcade Fire, I'm thinking about like driving bass, driving drums, and this song does not have that. It kind of has this.
It's got a groove.
Yeah, but it's kind of like this chiral. I'm motioning with my hand like a circle. It's kind of like this oscillating.
He's motioning like
like
like if you were miming how a penis would come.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's got like this oscillating fan kind of rhythm.
Now, here's an important fact. In this song, Win Butler does sing, "We met upon a stage in the reflective age."
Oh, he does?
Yes.
I didn't even know.
And
Does he sing it
so-
backwards or something?
No, he says it right
Yeah.
out. And when I heard it, I was like, oh my God. Again, this was me putting it together, the puzzle pieces of this being the retelling story.
Yeah.
Because when I went into these songs, I didn't remember these two.
Yeah.
Awful Sound or It's Never Over. Because again, I was not ready for Reflector when it came out. I wrote off that album pretty quickly.
Uh-huh. We all make mistakes.
Man, it is so good. Okay.
If that's a recurring theme from this podcast is that like sometimes you're not ready for something.
Yeah.
If a band that you like puts out an album and you don't like it, ain't no shame in putting
Sarah
that
and I
aside.
were talking about Casadega and how when Casadega came out, we were not ready for it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think it was as good because I was not on the same level as Conor Oberst at that time.
Yeah, you put it aside.
Yeah.
You come back to it.
Reflector
Suddenly it's
is
great.
that album for me.
There's probably other albums of bands that I like that I have put aside that I'm going to come back to later, and it's gonna suddenly blow my mind. Grizzly Bear Shields.
So yeah, me too.
I'm still waiting on that
Never,
one.
never really listened to it. Like
Yeah.
there's okay. So we met up on stage in the Reflective Age.
Uh-huh.
It's a repeat of the song of the line out of Reflector.
Can I just mention for the listeners that Morgan is like gesturing wildly at like a serial killer's notebook full of like he has.
I wrote out the theory
yes.
in like Yeah.
Pepe Silva. He has afforded the attention to these lyrics that is normally reserved for Joanna Newsom lyrics.
I am. Well, it's because when I got onto the thing of like, oh my God, I'm mainlining the secret truth of the universe on this album. I was like, I got to
Tapped
write
in.
it all down.
Yeah.
It's Never Over. Hey, Orpheus. I love that after the whole little intro there, it kicks off with a "Hey, Orpheus."
Yeah.
That's great.
And it's got that great. It's it may or may not be a guitar or a distorted bass.
Yeah.
I
I think it's a guitar, but
yeah, but like that's an old school Arcade Fire riff, And it's like there hasn't been any for the whole album, and suddenly they're like, "Hey, remember we do this shit?"
Yeah.
Hey, we could still bust out this
Also,
type of shit.
wicked sexy groove. Like just in general, this album's full of them.
Yeah.
Sexy groove.
It's like you said, it's fuck punk.
It is. It's fuck punk. Wicked Joy Division. This song. I wrote down Joy Division. It's written right there.
When I was hearing this song, this is when I connected all those Orpheus dots, and I thought, oh, there's Andrew Bird has a song called Orfeo Looks Back. There's a lot. You could write a good essay about depictions of Orpheus in pop music. There's a great Nick Cave song called like Orpheus and His Lyre.
Nick Cave is one I got to get into. I feel
Nick
like
Cave rules, man.
See, I haven't really ever listened to him.
I'll tell you. I'll send you some tracks to start with.
He also did all the music to my favorite movie of all time, Assassination of Jesse James.
Oh, okay.
By the coward Robert Ford.
Right.
It was written in Brad Pitt's contract that the title could not change.
Interesting.
Yeah. He was like, that is the title of this movie. If you change it, I'm out.
Cool.
I know. Thought that was cool too.
There is like there's a great history of of movies that have had titles that got slowly neutered over time. Like there was what's the Justin Timberlake, the Natalie Portman? I don't know. There was two different movies where people were like friends with benefits.
Oh yeah.
There was a Justin Timberlake Mila Kunis one,
Friends with
and there was
Benefits
Ashton Kutcher,
Yeah,
Natalie Portman.
yeah.
What a weird set. Anyway, one of those movies was originally titled Fuck Buddies.
It should have stayed that
Yes.
way because it would have
Yeah.
gained the press that it needed to rise above the other one. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And so, but it was like, it's that kind of thing where you name a movie Fuck Buddies and you're like, well, this script's going to get me on the blacklist, but it'll never get made.
It's like having a band called Fucked Up.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you know where you're going. You're not going very far.
Well, yeah, it's built in.
Yeah.
It's like Fucked Up is never going to be mainstream because their band name is Fucked Up. I like that. All right. We're going to take a break one more time to hear from our sponsor, Casper Mattresses. Let me tell you something about mattresses, folks. They're everywhere. They're fucking everywhere. You need a mattress? Ask somebody. Ask your uncle. Ask his friend. Somebody has a mattress. You're resourceful. You're a millennial. Your funds are limited. I don't give a fuck if a Casper mattress is $545. That's too much money. They're selling that like it's an advantage. You're going to buy, sight unseen, a mattress through the mail. It comes in a refrigerator box. This is supposed to be reassuring to you. You should run screaming from Casper Mattresses. Who are these people? What do they think our money is worth to us that they would try to fucking steal it from us with this gimmicky bullshit? Oh, a Casper mattress. It fits. Oh, it's made out of fucking memory foam. Great. Cool. I'm sure that the Casper mattress people invented a great brand new material. Just like the fucking MeUndies people. Yeah, I'm sure. Oh, they're microbial material. Oh, it's so futuristic. Fuck you guys. I don't give a shit. I know you're trying to fleece me. I am sick of hearing this. You know what? And let me tell you, I'm a dedicated listener to a lot of podcasts. I hit that 15-second button on you motherfuckers. I don't listen to your ads. I am not falling for your shit. Casper Mattresses, MeUndies, fuck off. This has been our advertisement. Anyway, back to the show.
Haynes has a Modal shirt coming out now.
Really?
And I was like, well, that's the end of MeUndies.
Yeah.
Because
Meat
undies.
Much less successful business model, MeUndies.
I am interested to hear what you have to say about track 11.
Which one is track 11?
It is titled Porno.
Oh,
Do you like porno?
I do.
I love porno.
I think porno's great.
When I heard porno this time around, I was like, this is the best song I've heard in a year.
You know what I think about this song? So I recently read the book Yes, Chef by Marcus Samuelsson because that is the extent to which I love Chopped that I'm now into the literature.
Yeah, God,
I read Marcus Samuelsson's book, which honestly is a great book. It was ghost written, so it has that exact. Like, you can tell when an autobiography is ghost written because there's just like these sentences that are just too ornate and fancy that don't accomplish anything. So, like, there's some great, really nice sentences about, like, the weather in Sweden when Marcus Samuelsson was a kid. And I was like, he didn't say any of this shit. This is you entertaining yourself.
Yeah.
But it's fine. Marcus Samuelsson talks about how at Red Rooster in Harlem at his restaurant, he said, we only play the B-sides. We don't play the hits because you want even the restaurant itself to sound like nowhere else. So you don't play the hits. You play the B-sides.
That's
and
amazing.
I think that's so cool. And I keep trying to start like a B-sides playlist on Spotify, and one of the first songs I always go to is Porno.
Interesting.
'Cause it's a great Arcade Fire song that like people conceivably haven't really heard.
You can cry, I won't go. You can scream, I won't go. Every man that you know would have run with the road go.
Here's what I think. I think Porno is straight up Prince. It sounds like Prince. Like, if Prince sang that song, you would be like, yeah, it's a great Prince song.
Yeah.
And again, I'm going to bring it up again.
Now
If Win Butler was more attractive, Arcade Fire would be the biggest band in the world.
Well, I mean, there's no way of knowing.
All the stuff he's doing in this song,
'Cause Win
like
Butler will never be attractive.
all of his like breathing and stuff, you're like, oh God, this song is straight up sex.
Uh-huh.
The whole album, man.
Yeah.
But I mean, all these grooves, all these everything, man. And
So let me ask you, how does this song fit in with your Orpheus myth?
it doesn't really.
Do you know about some of the weirder shit about Orpheus?
Oh, really? Why? Sex stuff?
Well, here's the thing. According to some of the myths, Orpheus, after losing his wife, swore off the affections of women,
I heard that part. Yep.
which is why he got fucked to death, because these women were like, why won't you fuck us, Orpheus? We'll show you.
Okay. Yep.
But in the meantime, supposedly Orpheus discovered the romantic charms of prepubescent boys.
I did know that.
There is a famous
I did
German
know that.
painting of Orpheus that is titled Orpheus, the
Yeah.
First Pederast.
That's amazing.
So I thought, wow, weird that so many... like,
yeah, I did hear that.
So, like, Orpheus is this legendary singer, which is why so many bands make songs about Orpheus.
Sure.
Right? But did they not read the whole thing?
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
did they not go all the way down the Wikipedia page?
Well, I think that the myth changes over time.
Yes. And
so
and the Germans
aspect of
weirded
the
that
story,
part up,
I think-
maybe?
Yeah. I think the King James version of that story, that
Yeah.
part got edited out. But it's interesting that you say that. But do you think that really is important to this song, because this song is a love letter to so in this reflective, futuristic internet society, people have fucked with their idea of what a relationship is so much,
Right.
and what sex should be
Right.
between a relationship and everything like that, that he's like, all, I'm not gonna, you can cry, I won't go, you can scream, I won't go,
Yeah.
all the boys with the pornos,
Right.
like all that stuff.
My idea of romance is not idealized or warped or whatever. It's real.
Which
yeah.
is hilarious when you put it into the context of a song being called porno, but that's the premise of the song.
That's why it's very Princey. You're right that it's like that.
But the sound, dude, if Prince sang this song, girls would be masturbating in the audience. But instead, it's ugly ass Win Butler singing it, so nobody's masturbating.
I kind of think Win Butler is like handsome in a in an oafish kind of way.
Track 12 is Afterlife.
Yeah.
Weirdly, on Spotify, it shows up as track 3 on the original release.
Interesting. Is it oriented based on popularity? Sometimes
No,
Spotify
it
does
shouldn't
that.
be. Maybe it is, but
Sometimes
it shouldn't be.
does. Interesting.
But if we were basing it off of popularity, wouldn't it be track 2? Really?
Yeah.
Over We Exist? You know
well,
what I mean?
don't know. It's interesting.
So
It sort of depends.
Afterlife, to the point where I had to, for my theory to work, I had to make sure that Afterlife actually appeared as track 12 and not track 3, because then it would have made no sense.
Mm-hmm.
I like Afterlife a lot. This is another track that proves like this band, they sound so good on this album.
Musically, it's so cool. It is very LCD sound system, but also the bass line is such a like pure Arcade Fire chord progression. And it's it's like a synth bass this time as opposed to an actual bass guitar, which is like a rare thing for them. But it works so well, and the drums are so cool. The like thing is so cool.
And I love the horns in the background.
Yeah.
And especially at the end.
The horns actually remind me of the horns toward the end reminds me of TV on the radio. It's like crying.
How does the chorus go? Give it to me. So we work it out.
We scream and shout till we work it out.
The scream and shout line, every time I hear it, I cringe a little bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I don't know why. I just think it's like a little hokey.
I think if you have a song with a lot of prominent oohs, then you can also get away with that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They do a lot of that actually on this album. They got la-las coming in a lot of the time. All right. Afterlife, great song.
Yes. I feel like nope, the only thing I wrote for Afterlife was great bass.
It is great bass. Throughout this whole album, great heavy bass, awesome guitars, great piano fills, awesome beats.
Yeah.
The band is...
They're not slacking.
No, they're killing it.
Yeah.
So, track 13.
Supersymmetry.
The best song that's ever been written. I'm not sure.
I really love this song too, and I think I've said in the previous episodes that it's really inextricably linked to the movie Her for me.
You have said that, and it makes me need to watch Her again.
I think there's something that kind of that's true about both of them, even if they were not connected by their use or by the use of the song in the other, which is that Supersymmetry is it's bleeps and bloops. You know what I mean? It's all musically. It's not a lot of discernible instruments.
No,
and even the kind of peak of the song is not lyrical. It's not vocal.
No.
It's this violins
swirling,
and synthesizer thing that happens, and it's a kind of piece of art that is to some people impenetrable because the buy-in price is too high. Like. Within all the beeps and bloops, there's tremendous feeling, but you have to be willing to feel it. You have to be willing to accept the idea that it's there. And the same thing is true of the movie Her. It is a movie with tremendous feeling, but it's a movie where a guy falls in love with his phone. And that's the trick. That's the stumbling block for someone to watch it. That people get caught up on that idea. Oh yeah, that's a movie where Joaquin Phoenix falls in love with his phone. And if you don't mentally get over that idea that it's not supposed to be like a funny gimmick, then you'll never get to the beauty in it. And I guess in a lot of ways, I really admire that kind of art where there's some impenetrable thing. There's a wall to get through to the feeling. But I admire it too because it's so... you create it knowing that a lot of people are never going to get it or like it. And it's kind of like a lonely thing to have to do.
I feel like if you sat someone down and played Supersymmetry in their face, they would have a very hard time not getting behind it. Mm-hmm. But it's just because I feel like it's so emotional and it
works in a way that you almost can't understand. Like Brian Eno's music.
Yeah.
And it's like, why does this work?
Well, and
what is like hardwired in me as a human that these kind of like sounds make me feel things? It's weird.
It's just I love that Win and Regine are the same, singing unison vocals the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
This is the end song where Eurydice is dead. And so do you know what supersymmetry is?
No.
So I'm going to explain it in like the poor man's version of it.
Okay.
And people are going to be screaming at their phones.
I don't think a lot of scientists listen to this, or theoretical physicists.
Yeah,
or
they
whatever.
do. That's our biggest demographic.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah,
I should
yeah,
look
yeah,
at the Libsyn stuff.
Yeah,
more.
yeah. It's all scientists.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Supersymmetry is this particle like physics idea that like things are inexplicably connected. Again, what did we talk about? Fucking this whole album about how Win and Regine playing Orpheus and Eurydice are these connected beings, that they were meant to be together, and that this great love story. So these particles would be connected in some inexplicable way, that if something somewhere moves in a certain way, the thing that it would be connected to would move in the same way from, across the country or whatever you're talking about. So in this scenario, they're talking about, Win and Regine being this connected force.
Uh-huh.
That's at least how I take it.
Sure.
And I also don't understand particle physics or anything like that enough to truly explain what that is.
I took the whole idea of supersymmetry as kind of being the reason that I could read all of the other Reflektor stuff early in the album as sort of positive. Like supersymmetry is like the happy way of describing things that are like the mirror image of each other. The connection between a person and their reflection, the world and its reflection, whatever else. Like it's good, for lack of a better term. Like the reflection is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Right. We're not being tricked by the mirror image. We're hey, you're a part of it.
Right. Right. And I love that explanation of it. I think that's excellent.
Just fucking came up with it right off the top of the dome just now when you asked me what supersymmetry was, and I was like, shit, I didn't do my homework on this. I got all into Orpheus the first pederast, and I didn't go beyond there.
Well, I think that's a great thing to dive into, but I really, God, supersymmetry is upsetting to me how much I love it. And this whole album, I mean, honestly, it was like listening to a new album for me, because I just had not given Reflektor the time of day when it came out. Everything now was definitely the catalyst to me having this. Man, I mean, I'm just super excited for the new album. Like,
I know it's a good thing that we convened this episode of the podcast, because we're going to have to do another one pretty soon.
Yeah.
Like July 28th is right around the corner.
Yeah, and that's before. I think I was a little disappointed that the Arcade Fire wasn't doing more of like Funeral almost. I mean, I knew that they had to progress from there. I knew that they had to grow as a band.
They got to be like Orpheus, man.
Like,
they can't look back.
Well, sure. But why?
What's the thing? Hold on, wait.
Like, how come nobody plays the accordion anymore? Like, at all? You know what I mean?
That's true.
Like,
yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
It used to be like an accordion band. Like,
yeah, that's true.
But now I feel like, fuck all that noise. Funeral sucks, and and Reflektor is what this band was supposed to do.
I think it can make you feel really good about the idea of like always moving forward, always progressing your art, not worrying too much about, oh, am I doing enough of the thing I used to do, like the thing that originally got me fans? Am I doing that enough? You don't need to really worry about that.
Yeah, totally.
And if you want to, you want to be Ryan Adams and you want to dip back every once in a while, like you're stepping into a time machine. You can.
Fuck Ryan Adams.
But you don't have to. You don't have to.
I have such a like a weird relationship with that guy. I like have loved him in the past, and as of the past like year, I've been like, yeah, but kind of fuck him, right? Like he's been doing the same thing for years. So
he's a steady fixture.
Yes, he is.
Some people are sharks that got to keep moving. Ryan Adams is the Great Barrier Reef. He's just sitting there.
So, by the way,
slowly eroding.
By the way, let's throw out on the topic of
the Great Barrier Reef.
no, on the topic of how. This is a different topic. I don't know why I'm introing it like you were saying something that may. We have talked before about the last track on the album.
Yeah,
potentially leading in. Tell you what, if everything now sounds like Supersymmetry.
Well, is Supersymmetry the last track, or is the like 10 minutes of silence at the end of the album?
What
technically?
the fuck is with that?
I don't know.
Why did they do that?
I don't know. Why is Supersymmetry 11 minutes long?
The track ends at 5 minutes and 40 seconds in. It then goes on to it's 11 minutes and 17 seconds long total.
Yeah.
What the
so
fuck
like another
is,
5 minutes and 40 seconds.
Why the fuck?
It's the reflection.
That's a good point.
Mm.
But why? Why the fuck? Is there a total? I'm wondering if maybe the album
is it kind of like the album equivalent of, you know how like the way that books are bound in a certain way, there'll be a lot of blank pages at the end depending on the page numbers.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, I wonder. Sarah brought up how long is the album in total,
mm-hmm.
and I was like, oh, I don't know.
Oh.
Maybe it equals out to an even number or something,
or maybe it makes the side 2 the same length as side 1.
Sure.
Has
Maybe
anybody
it's
ever
something
tried
like
playing
that.
these 2 discs at the same time?
I saw something with it played backwards, so
Interesting.
I didn't dive too deep in it, but
Flaming Lips one time did an album that was meant to be played on 2 stereos simultaneously.
the Flaming Lips can go fuck themselves.
Wow, we're really knocking them out of the park. Which bands can go fuck themselves?
This
Welcome
is-
to an episode
no.
of Which Bands Can Go Fuck Themselves.
No, this is another episode of
Mumford & Sons,
of
Ryan Adams.
Unfollow, our celebrity thing that I'm my
We'll check in with all of our sub podcasts in a second.
Who's all of her sub podcasts?
We got to take we got to take another break. So do a commercial for us.
Okay, hang on. Let me get what's another podcast one that they're always promoting. Bonobos is when it's clothes, right, that you order on the mail. So go on bonobos.com and enter offer code. That's where Papa Zach makes his breakfast, and and you get $10 off your next box of Bonobos. I don't know, mustache combs and hair tonic. That's what they sell, right? Belt buckles and what else do people like that order clothes online? Novelty socks for 80s TV shows. And that's so then go to bonobos.com for better fitting men's clothes.
I know you're living in my mind. It's not the same as being alive. I know you're living in my mind. It's not the same as being alive. Supersymmetry. Supersymmetry. Telling the truth is not polite, then I guess you'll have to fight. If telling the truth is not polite, then I guess we'll have to fight. Supersymmetry. Supersymmetry. Supersymmetry.
Wait. Zach,
Yeah.
what's your triple spiral for this album?
Oh, right. Time for an episode of Triple Spiral.
I loved a triple spiral, my maiden mother crone.
Okay, here's what I'm going to say. I am going to say, oh shit, I feel like this is too easy. I feel like it's too basic.
Oh, okay.
I think I want to say Reflector.
As number 3 or number 1? Are these out of order?
Oh, they're all number 1.
Okay.
Shit. Reflector. Afterlife. Supersymmetry.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but
All right.
but Here Comes the Nighttime is like right behind it.
Yeah, I would put I'll go 4 too. I'll go 4 too.
Okay.
It's Flashbell Buys.
Triple quadrival.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's Flashbell Buys.
God damn it.
Porno.
Okay.
Here Comes the Nighttime.
Uh-huh.
Supersymmetry.
Okay, that's pretty valid.
Supersymmetry is definitely my favorite track on the album at this point. Porno is a close second.
Uh-huh.
And then the other two are just equally good in my mind. I love Flashbell Buys, and I love that you hate it. I like when we have differences of opinion on things because I feel like we're so similar a lot of the time.
How about let's talk about the Everything Now video, because you were really pushing me to watch it.
It's good, right?
It's great. Yeah, and there's a lot of detail. I was thinking about, I'm curious where Arcade Fire is falling right now on the how serious are they being? You know? This is what I'm curious about, because are they being U2? Is this a really straight-faced gimmick? The whole Everything Now Corporation, blah 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 blah, or is it are they gonna give us a little bit of funny in there? I kind of hope they do, because I think
they do because of the same thing that I don't want to interrupt you. Continue.
No. The song that I was thinking about was there's a David Byrne song called "Nothing But Flowers," which is it's kind of like this apocalyptic, what happens when society has collapsed kind of song. But the perspective of the song is a guy who is complaining about having lost all of his modern conveniences to beautiful nature. So he's like, there used to be a 7-Eleven here, now there's nothing but flowers. And it's very funny. But because it's funny, it's sort of more devastating when you actually think about what it's really about.
Okay.
There was a factory, now there are mountains and rivers. You got it. We caught a rattlesnake, now we got something for dinner. You got it. There was a shopping mall, now it's all covered with flowers. You got it. If this is paradise, I wish I had a lawnmower. You got it.
Is it going to be heavy? You all, have been bought up by corporations and are now all connected to your cell phones, and it's leading us to the apocalypse.
I don't know. I hope it's a little less. I hope it's a little different than that, because that's we kind of when you and I were texting about this album being either named Infinite Content or Everything Now, and we were both relieved that it was Everything Now and not Infinite Content, because Infinite Content feels like a slightly more tiresome version of the same complaint about technology, whereas the title Everything Now and some of the lyrical content, like every song you've ever heard playing at the same time or whatever, that line.
Yeah.
It feels a little less like these kids with their fucking phones and more like the thing that I feel like I've gotten close to saying this in the podcast a couple of times, or maybe that basically all problems are that we already reached the singularity. Computers are already smarter than people, and that's the problem. The amount of technology and information available to us now is already out of our grasp. So we're already dumber than technology.
Sure.
And that's kind of what I hope it's about.
Well, and the Infinite Content Tour it's an interesting name for the tour.
It's like when you have two good names for something.
Yeah, and you want to do something else with it. Yeah.
So you have two good band names, and you're like, well, one's the band name and one's the album name.
Yeah.
Yes, and I feel like I have that problem all the time.
I'm having that problem right now. I don't want to be the Mild Revolution anymore.
You think about changing your name? You've had a couple different names. You're a Wolf Scout for a while. That was a cool name.
That is a good name. I was wondering if there were any bands out there called Brother Nature, that Andy Dwyer thing.
Maybe.
I was like, Brother Nature, that'd be a good name.
At this point in your life, it might be time to release an album under the name Morgan Little.
Yeah, I know. Maybe. I don't know. I want to change it up.
Well, folks, we want to thank you, and we want to thank our friends, and we want to thank Libsyn Podcasting Hosting Service. And Morgan, I want to thank you for co-hosting this episode with me.
Thank you, Zach. I want to thank my family. I want to thank you for co-hosting this episode with me. And I want to thank America.
Yeah, I want to thank America. I want to thank the fans. Shout out to the fans.
Shout out to the fans.
This has been our review of Arcade Fire's Reflector, among other things. And the verdict is we like it.
Yeah, we're about... You know what? I think we can definitively say, I don't know about you,
Yeah.
but I'm going to say, I like the Arcade Fire.
I'm going to say I like Arcade Fire, too. I think they're a good band.
I think they're a really good band.
And, I forgot we need to do? We have not listed the band members today. So let's alternate, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You list a band member, I'll list a band member.
Okay.
Start us off.
Well, I guess we got to start with Will Butler of the band.
Yep, okay. Also, Nate Walcott.
Yep, absolutely. Bringing up the rear, Jason Bozell on drums.
Bob Odenkirk.
On keys, we have Fats Waller.
Playing the wind chimes, Shane Carruth.
All right, so, we've got wind chimes, we got keys, we got drums, we got horns.
Peter Frampton on the vocoder.
Guitar player for the band, Stephen Stills.
On very, very infrequent backing vocals, David Bowie.
David Bowie and David Byrne, both of the Davids.
Both of the Davids in the band.
Two of the Davids.
Win Butler.
And Regine Champagne.
Regine
No,
Champagne.
I have no idea how to say her last
That's
name.
what we're going to start calling her from now on. Regine Champagne.
It looks like Champagne.
Yeah.
Shazane.
Who's the clown murderer?
John Wayne Gacy.
John Wayne Gacy. On bass. I'm going to keep this part in if this episode comes out before the other episodes of the podcast. The next set of episodes for the last podcast is burying me, but they're going to be good. Like, it's going to take a while to finish them. They're almost done. They're going to start coming before you know it. I promise new episodes of the last podcast will be out before the next episode of our Yay Talkin' Arcade Fire in May. That much I can live up to.
Good. That's good, because that's only a little over a month away.
It'll probably be earlier than that.
Love it.
But yeah. So thank you for listening. Have a great night, and may your Arcade Fire burn bright.
Earwolf.
She's got everything she needs. She's an artist. She don't look back. She's got everything she needs. She's an artist. She don't look back. She can take the dark out of the nighttime and paint the daytime black. You will start out standing, proud to steal her anything she sees. You will start out standing, proud to steal her anything she sees. But you will wind up peeking through her keyhole down upon your knees. She never stumbles, she's got no place to fall. She never stumbles, she's got no place